Hello, it's Ashley here. I need to make a birthday card for our lovely friend Woolly Steph, and I thought it would be quite nice if we made it together. I haven't made any cards for anybody other than magazines for quite some time, so I'm quite looking forward to this. We know that one of Steph's favourite colours is green, so I have an idea of what I want to do, and I've got a square of paper here. This is sticky grid, so I'm hoping that this won't shift. I've already had a go and messed up, so I'm going to just place this like so and anchor it down with my magnet and just stick that like so. And I've got some blending brushes. So I'm not using this as a stamp platform. I can get rid of this bit because I don't need it. Mind you saying that, it won't come out now. Okay, right, so my card's butted up to the corner. I've got a piece of card bigger than I need. And let's just anchor you down with that magnet there. Or should we do you in the corner here? You can't really see very well, can you? Do that there like that. If I move these up, you might be able to see better what I'm doing. I think it's going to be one of those videos, folks. It's going to be one of those videos. Okay, so I'm going to try and blend some colours. So I've got a bit of Twisted Citron. I want to try and get the idea of sky and grass. So about halfway or so, doing a bit of Twisted Citron, and I'm going to be trimming this down, so it doesn't matter if I get straight lines on this little edge of card here. I think that is okay for that. Then I'm going to come in with some mowed lawn down the bottom. So I want to go dark here and then blend so that we get a little bit of a colour fade if we can. There we go, that will do. That's my greens done. I'm just going to move those out of the way because I don't think I need them again. I hope everybody is well. Right, now, I had got Salvage Patina and Salty Ocean, but I think I'm just going to stick with Salty Ocean. So I don't want to go in too heavy. And I have got some ink on here already. So just blending that up to the top to get the illusion of sky. And just a little bit of darker down here. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. There we go. I think that will do. So I didn't use my Salvage Patina, so it was just a little bit of Twisted Citron, Salty Ocean and mowed lawn. That can go back. I don't think I need my inks again because for my focal image, which you will see in a minute, oh yes, I like that. I like that very much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down so that it is square. Just moving bits and pieces out of the way so that I've got room. So I've got a 30 by 15 centimetre piece of card that I have scored at 15, obviously. So just cut that down there. So we're making this square. So I'm cutting it to 5 1/4 inches square. Perfect. So that is what we are left with. And I think, I don't know whether to mat it onto, I might mat it onto some green actually, edged with mowed lawn, we'll see. But what I want to do is highlight these circles with glossy accents. That's going to take some time for this to come out, so I'm just going to pause you. I've decided that while I am unblocking my glossy accents, I do want to matte onto some green. So I don't have a lot of coloured card, so I'm just coming in with my Twisted Citron and blending brush, and I've cut this to 1/8 of an inch larger than the card that we've stenciled onto. If I was clever, I could actually blend blue at the top, couldn't I? Should we do that? Should we be clever? Let's do that then it will look a little bit nicer, won't it? Have I got a blue blending brush in here without having to go and get, you see, I've tidied up as I've gone along, and this will do it. See if I can do it with this. So Salty Ocean, where have you gone? It is. I do like all the names of the oxide colours, the distressing colours, don't you? So this isn't Salty Ocean on here, but we're only going to have a little bit showing, so oh, that's a bit dark, but never mind. Should have put this on a thing, shouldn't I? This is how not to do it. Look, I've got a thing under there. Let's swap it over, and I have got a blending tool here. Oh, I am a Nona. It isn't a domed one though, it's a flat one. Now there's only going to be a little bit of a gap round each side, so that's fine. There we go. You can go back under there, you can go back on there, you can go back on there, and you can go in there. And I'm going to have to take my scarf off. I've got very hot, and take my cardigan off because I've got very hot all of a sudden. Oh, right, let's have a look and see what this looks like over the top. Do we like it? What do you think? Am I going to cut another piece of card and do it again? Maybe I should have gone mowed lawn instead of Twisted Citron. Shall we try that? Yeah, I think we will. We'll go mowed lawn. We'll go mowed lawn over the top, and then I think that will work. Because it's a darker colour. Right, here we go. Blending over the top. I just thought with what I want to do, black would be too heavy. There we go. That will do. Just blend that up a bit there. There, that will do. Pop you there, and then I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. You see where I had to go already, but the card shifted, and I want a really nice crisp stencil, if that makes sense, for what I want to do next, if my glossy accents will play ball. And I'm not using collal because I don't want the card to kind of bend, if that makes sense, on this layer, because sometimes it kind of goes back on itself. That's better, I think. Lining up. There we go. Just move you over that way a little bit. That is good. While I've got my glue out, I'm going to glue this to my card base, which is a bit dodgy because I might make a mistake on this next bit, but never mind. Never mind. Right, that'll do. Bringing in the card base. Blue at the top for the sky, and you can see we've got quite a nice border around there. There we go. I'm liking how we've got little different colours, just from 2 or 3 colours. That's really nice, isn't it? So let's see if this will play ball now. I've got a fine needle. I only used this the other day, and it seems to have bunged up again already. I do have trouble with glossy accents, and it says don't shake it because it forms air bubbles. Now it's starting to come out, but it's not flowing as freely as I would like, so I'm going to go back in with my little needle in here. This is not a needle that I would use for sewing now. Got it on some string and give it a really good little move around there. Let's see if this is any better. Yes, that's got it. Okay, good. Right, once it flows, it's absolutely fine. Now what I want to do is pick up these big circles and just coat them in a thin layer of glossy accents. Trying to stay within that coloured edge. Splodged a bit there, never mind. Just where it needs to. So I'm not going to colour every one, but the big ones, we're going to highlight them. And some of the smaller ones. I'm probably not in shot at all. Isn't it nice and quiet and I don't prattle on? Where I've gone over the colour a bit, and just try and push it back in, but it doesn't matter too much. And not worrying too much in the centre, because I'm going to pop something in the centre, but we will go around the edge randomly on some of these smaller circles, just to add a bit more interest and dimension. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to leave that at that, because as they say, less is more. Now before I put my lid back on my glossy accents, I'm just going to make sure that that is clear. I'll pop the lid back on. Now I want that to dry nice and flat. Can you see? They look like little enamel dots, don't they? So we're just going to leave that to dry. They're not perfect, and that's going to take a few hours to dry at least. Now, we also know that as well as sheep, our woolly Steph loves mushrooms and toadstools. So I thought I'd go for this one here. And I've got some scraps of inky backgrounds that I've done. I think actually I'm going to go for this as a background, but I'm going to stamp on shrink plastic. So I'm just going to cut this down to roughly a square. And I'm not going to waste the little bit that I'm cutting off, because that can come in for something else. And that fits just perfectly on there. Now with shrink plastic, it is non-porous, so you need to be using a permanent ink such as Stays On. I love the smell of Stays On. So this is set to clear. I need to turn this over so that it is set to rubber. This is Tim Holt's little collection that I bought recently, and I'm butting that right up into the corner, popping that in the centre, roughly like so, picking up, and then just getting my Stays On, which is in my little drawer here. So the idea is that this will look like a little glass tile over the inky background. It just adds a little bit of interest, and because it's clear shrink plastic that I'm using, it will kind of tie in nicely with the glossy accents that I've used on the little circles. So keeping fingers crossed that we get a nice impression. I think Andrea the Cumbrian crafter would like these as well. Lovely, can you see there? So just lifting that off, moving this out of the way. I'm going to bring in my heat tool. This is going to be a little bit noisy, and I'm just going to use my tweezers here as a little anchor and heat this up. Now, if you want it completely flat, you could squish it while it's warm under an acrylic block, but I love the kind of misshapen form to this. So let's just bring, actually if I put a bit of white behind there, you can see our little image is shrunken down. So if I bring back the original, you can see how much it shrunk by. I'm going to get an impression of that on there with some ink I've got left on there. Faint one. Oh, nice, 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 nice. So popping you back on there, I think I might use this. I'm going to bring in my scrap paper again, and because we've got mowed lawn, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this on an acrylic block, bring back my mowed lawn, which of course I've put away, and I'm going to ink this up but stamp off so that I get a bit of second generation. Actually do a bit of first, and a bit of second. There we go. That's what I want. Now the question is, how big do I want my little panel? And do I in fact want to do this on a little white square and then that over the top, or do I want it like that? I think I'm going to have it like that, you know. Let's just bring in this very carefully and see which portion, because it's going in the middle. We kind of want, actually, do you know, that bit might be quite nice with just a little hint, because I'm going to raise it up on a foam pad anyway, and I might back it onto a little bit of green again. Yeah, so okay, I think I need this about 3 centimeters square, so I'm just going to cut a bit of card and come back to you. So I've had a little pither and I've cut down a little square that's about 3.5 centimeters square that this is going to sit on in the middle, and then I've had another little pither and I've cut this to just shy of 6 centimeters, and this is some scrap that I'd got in my stash from a background that I've done. It looks like it was probably Cosmic Shimmer. It looks like there's aqua blue and some emerald green, so just a little bit of shine. But I wanted something that got a bit of blue on it because we're near the sky. And then I'm just going to, this is 6 centimeters square, I'm just going to blend around the edge of this. I'm not very good with these flat foams. The domed ones are better for not getting marks like that, but we're only going to see a little bit of it, so I'm not too concerned. And then we're just going to layer up these little bits. I used to do ever such a lot with shrink plastic. I do like it. Right, we'll just leave that there in case we need it again. So I want the green down the bottom because it's for the grass kind of thing, picking up on the colours that we've got there already. The green at the bottom. I'm just going to centre this. So I've just got a couple of millimeters border all the way round that. Now I could go towards the top, but I think we'll try and go central again. I wonder if that would have looked better if I'd done it in black. I don't know. I don't want it to kind of stand out too much from the main card, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to put a couple of foam pads on the back of this. And I know that I've still got bits that are wet on here, but I want this in place now. So I'm going to pop it about there, and I know I've covered up some of the circles that I've kind of gone over with the glossy accents, but that doesn't matter. Making sure that's fairly straightish. And then I could use glossy accents, but I'm going to use this pink frog glue. It dries clear. Put a good splodge of it and adhere that to the centre like so, and I will come back and show you this when it is dry. So it's a couple of days later now and everything is dry. I maybe should have given this a little bit of attention as it was drying, because I've got a couple of little air bubbles. But it's interesting how I've done this toadstool on the shrink plastic, and Woolly Steph has done several videos on shrink plastic. Andrea the Cumbrian Crafter has done several videos on shrink plastic. And they were talking about the fact that they didn't want this kind of effect. I do. I like it to look like really old antique glass. And this is Shrinkles, or Shrinkies, whatever they call it, the clear. And there is no smooth or rough side, but you do need to use stays on ink, as I think I've demonstrated. And I've just added a tiny subtle Tim Holtz clipping, Beauty and Grace, because toadstools are very beautiful, aren't they? If you think about their mathematical structure and all those gills, it's very very beautiful. And of course Steph has a lot of beauty and grace, not only in her artwork but in herself as well. I've made an envelope. It's a real shame it's really vivid on the inside, but I've just added a little bit of stenciling to pick up on the main event. So when Steph has received this and some little goodies that I've made for her, I will put this card video up. I hope you've enjoyed. Take care everybody. Bye now.